Going on to you, crabs. So you have the lovers, the ace of swords, and then you crabs also have the empress. A lot of you have changed a lot of you crabs have changed your situation. You went from giving love, letting people wild out on you, and acting like they're stupid, basically, or being stupid with you, to now you making a couple of changes, which is the Empress. You basically telling them to kick rocks. you know, not listening to that, not wanting to get down with that, paying attention, really asking yourself if you can, if you really want to take these people's nonsense that it is that you're getting to know for a long time. And if the answer to that is no, you crabs basically tell them to get lost. And the thing is that the Three of Swords represents how they can't handle it. Because the lovers, because these three cards right here, right, prove my point. It's about, the lovers is about you giving love without necessarily getting it immediately, right? But still giving it because you want to, right? Because because you want the other person to see you actually give love to them, that you're not the enemy, you're not the problem, right? And the thing is that, but they keep spazzing, they keep wilding out on you, right? They keep going off on you. And the thing is that the Ace of Swords represents your mind is sharper. You have way more experience now. You know what to do. Part of it was your lack of experience that you have had, not knowing what to do. A lot of the times people think that playing the game is going to work, and that, the best way to win the game is to play it. And when people play games with you, play back. No, the best thing to do is for you to play your game. Sometimes playing your game means not playing at all, right? Staying away from them. Why? Because you understand how useless, how futile it is. If, for an example, if you crabs are in a situation with someone and they playing games, what's the best thing for you to do in that situation, right? Play games with them back, right? They go with somebody behind your back. What's the best thing for you to do? To cheat back? No, that's not what you do. If it really bothers you and you can't get over that, you leave them alone. Because if you cheat back, it's not actually bringing you any kind of a catharsis. It's not bringing you a breakthrough. All it's going to do is you just on some, oh, well, how the person, the person needs to feel how I felt. Okay, but it doesn't mean that they're even going to stop, even if they feel terrible that you cheated. It doesn't necessarily mean that they'll actually stop. So it just means that you can handle not being cheated on. How do you do that? By separating yourself from them. If those people are not around you, it guarantees that you're not getting cheated on by them. Why? Because you're not around them. And so, instead of, sometimes people think of it that way, they want to control other people. That's where it is that they get themselves into a messed up situation. And so because you're not putting up with that anymore, that's the problem that some people are having. How quickly you're willing to leave. Now, I've talked about this before, about how your ability to walk away from relationships and people when you've had enough is something that is a thing of beauty. But at the same time, now you're able to understand when you should walk away, right? And so it's even more of a thing of beauty, because the Moon card is about how you crabs, which is, what I'm saying? It is the crabs, right? You're the moon, right? You're ruled by the moon and all of that. Now the moon is ruled in the arcana, in the tarot at least, is ruled by Pisces and you crabs. So you did show up in your own reading. Now, why that's so important even in the first place is due to the fact that, once again, you crabs, these cards right here for you, it speaks to how yeah, and you will excommunicate from somebody and they're heartbroken because of how easily it was for you, crabs, to excommunicate from them. You didn't spend so much time trying to complain. You didn't go back and forth with this person that tried to waste your time. You, crabs, from what I'm seeing, you just separated yourself from them and stopped talking to them. You're doing a lot of dating. You're getting to know a lot of different people. A person is thinking about you, crabs, quite a lot. Then you have the Star card, the Four of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. You crabs hope to find someone that can understand you, that can understand, how to trust, that can understand understand you, understand how to trust, understand, don't do anything that you wouldn't want to have done to you, right? In front of your face, not, in front of their face or behind their back. That's what it is that you crabs are looking for. The Knight of Pentacles. As of now, you're single. Happily single. So, like I said, some people can't handle the fact that you crabs are able to walk away as easily as you are. The Ten of Wands, the Knight of Swords, again, you're able to get rid of all of that nonsense in your life that you have once you realize if it's somebody else by walking away. Ten of Wands, walking away, having more self-respect than staying there and trying to do what? Convince them not to do it or treat you not so good, right? Convince them to not do that, to not treat you like trash. No, it's not going to work. The Knight of Swords, they should have enough common sense to understand to not do certain things. How are they going to think that cheating on the person is going to be okay? It betrays the trust of the relationship that the two of you spent, or the two of you should have spent, building up. So let's clarify some of these cards, right? Let's clarify the Lovers. Let's clarify the Lovers. Seven of Michael, Knight of Michael, Queen of Raphael, Nine of Raphael, Eight of Ariel. To clarify the Lovers. You love yourself, have way more self-respect, healthy levels self-respect. Seven of Michael, the Knight of Michael. Seven of Michael and the Knight of Michael. Okay. You crabs should just wait and don't necessarily look to get to know anyone else. Sorry, it may have took a little bit of time, but I was really getting a comprehension as to what some of this stuff meant. You crabs should ultimately really wait. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Seven of Michael and the Knight of Michael, right? The Seven of Michael is you have to create boundaries because people perpetually try to, step on those lines. They like to cross lines. And the Knight of Michael is, you looking, and that may be part of the issue. Not because there's something wrong with you per se, but it's more so about you this is the majority of what's out. People that are dysfunctional and they want to have power over another person, right? So the Queen of Raphael is about like they're presenting themselves to you. A lot of you crabs probably going out there, you're shooting your shot at getting to know other people, and you're not doing a lot of missing. A lot of people will be and they are glad to actually hang out with you crabs. The situation is the way that they are presenting themselves is not what it is that it actually is. The 9 of Raphael and the 8 of Ariel is about how, you crabs are confident that, essentially you will find someone that is a good match for you. And that's great. But the thing is that with them, they're looking at you like they could use you. And we all know that ain't gonna work. We all know that ain't gonna work. But the situation with it is that you just need to take a break is what it is that I'm saying, right? That's what it is that I'm picking up. The 8 of Ariel is about because what you've got going on is you're concentrating on it a little bit too much. And what's happening here is how do I say this? You're at odds with it because you're at odds with it, right? Because the 8 of Ariel is another indication that you should be single for a little while right now. If you are single, great, because it means that you're ahead of the curve. It means that you crabs are healing, because what I'm getting here is not all of you crabs are actually still continuing to get to know other people. It's more so in a sense that some of you crabs have actually chosen to be single, especially around this time, and just heal your brain, heal your emotions. You know what I mean? I didn't pick that up before, but now I'm picking it up with some more clarification cards. This is why I do this stuff. This is why I clarify these cards, because they're layered. And the situation with that is some of you crabs are healing from those specific situations of going from one person to another person, because you have thicker skin, but not really realizing now that you are taking a break, how much baggage you may have accumulated from all of these different people. So I'm just seeing now how it is that I don't necessarily think that you crabs are with anyone. I think some of you crabs are still getting to know other people, but you're coming to the realization of, hey, you may need to take a break. And then for other of you crabs, you're ahead of the curve, and you've been taking a break because you are healing. Like I said, you're healing. You're healing physically, your mind, your emotions. You're healing spiritually. You're becoming more in tune with certain things, because these types of wild situations really can essentially mess with you, right? They can get you to think in certain kind of ways. So let's clarify the 10 of Wands. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Right? Let's clarify. The divine guidance, the epiphany, right? The 7 of Raphael, the 9 of Raphael, and then the 4 of Ariel. Right, that's my point. The divine guidance, epiphany, and the 7 of Raphael. So basically like the Hierophant and the Hermit. You knowing what you have to do and doing it. A lot of you crabs. Okay, that's interesting, because the way that it plays itself out, the way that it first initially presents itself, especially when you look at it, it looks like y'all are just going after people nonstop. But now, okay, I'm picking it up more. Now it's a situation where some of you might be, and it's getting you more upset. And that's why it is that you crabs are taking a break. Some of you, like I said, the ones of you who are ahead of the curve, you're healing effectively. You are healing. The Seven of Cups, the Knight of Raphael. Yes, being tempted to try to go up to other people and getting to know other people, but knowing what happens for the majority of the time. And so you crabs are like, nah, you'll continue to take that break. And then the Four of Ariel represents, staying sturdy, not being fully tempted, and actually acting on the temptation of getting to know other people, romantically. More so looking at it like, yeah, you crabs got to take a break. And yeah, sometimes it really does require you to take a break, because even someone who can be thick-skinned like myself, when you get out there and you talk to people and you don't necessarily, uh, uh, you know, you're getting success, but you're not necessarily connecting in that sense, because a lot of people want to play games and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like this and everything. And you got to talk to people to a couple of minutes and stuff like this. Sometimes you don't want to talk to people for minutes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want to, reserve all of that stuff for a later date. And once it is that you set the time, you actually handle your thing, right? Because it doesn't always have to be, you got to stand there and talk to the person for like minutes and everything like that. Sometimes it can really be like a breeze by, like a summer breeze, how it is that it's here and then it's quick, you go about your business. But sometimes it can be frustrating, because it's like, oh my gosh, what exactly is going on? And the thing is that, so for you, crabs, this is more so about you, like I said, relaxing. You're going to get back out there, but as of right now, enjoying yourselves. You probably just spoke to somebody recently. This is what it is, and I'm seeing too. You spoke to somebody recently that you was like, nah, you good. Less than probably 2 weeks ago, that you was like, nah, you good. So this is you taking a break, at least a week. So that's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Come through, crabs. I want to see more of you crabs come through, get a reading from me. Let me know what's going on with y'all. I like to connect with the people who are here on my channel. Anyway, so yeah, the link to that, to be able to come through and get a reading from me, is in the comment section below. It's called a Linktree link. Other than that, we're approaching 20,700 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit that notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.